Hey guys, so I've seen some guys post on YouTube and stuff about how to cut a leaning tree. So behind me is a pretty good size. We're talking 22, I would say 22 inch. Got something hanging. 22 inch soft maple. And guys talk about a tongue and groove and all this stuff. And listen, you can try all that fancy stuff, and if you want to do that, that's completely up to you. I'm going to show you a safe way to put it down, and I'm going to try to slow it down slightly. You're never going to, this tree's leaning hard, really hard, and it's a really tall tree, and it goes out and wise out. So you're never going to truly stop this, but it's going to give you some extra time. So the same thing with this, I'm going to do an open face notch. My notch opening is going to be 80%. The length of my notch opening is going to be 80% of the diameter of this tree. So roughly around 16 inches, okay? A little bit more. That's what it needs to be. It'll be definitely more than that. Then I'm going to do I'm going to bore cut it from this side over here is the bad side. So I'll bore halfway through from this side. Then I'll go to the other side and I'll bore it. In the back of the tree, I'm going to let a big pie, okay? So I've bored one side, I've bored the other side, and I'll have a big pie. Hinge the whole way across, nice symmetrical hinge. It's gonna steer the tree down. Now, just to explain to you what I'm doing, after I do all that and I let that pie, I'm gonna drop down 6 inches, and I'm gonna bore straight in from the back and cut that pie shape off. See, wood fiber runs straight up and down, right? And it's easy if you break it off. But two of us, I can't, this is a dead stick of wood. I can't pull this apart. I can't. So if I cut it off, okay, if I have all this cut and I let this hang, it's still holding with this little strap until I sever this. And then it can fall off. Same thing as a hinge. Your hinge is extremely strong. Okay, here's your hinge. So picture, wood fiber the whole way across, all right? As long as that hinge is there, that's where all your strength is at, is in that hinge. So having a nice symmetrical hinge is by far the best. I could never understand guys, they don't have a nice symmetrical hinge. They tear the side up out of their, off the face of the tree. Well, we got to cut, we have to cut veneer logs. And when we cut veneer logs, we have to center bore through your notch. Fine and dandy, do whatever you want. But these guys, a lot of these guys, one guy in particular, calls me out on social media or on YouTube and says you have to do what he calls make a living. Well, I've cut several million feet, and I'm going to tell you something. He does things very slow. And the reason he does that is because he runs at least a 28-inch bar. It takes a lot of pride in his work. I'm not going to say anything bad about that. But he bores in through the face of his notch every time. Well, guess what? He cuts the same wood 3 different times because he bores in through here, then comes into one side, bores in again, comes in the other side, bores in again. He has a long enough bar. He can almost reach through a lot of the trees. So make a nice symmetrical hinge, bore in from one side, halfway through, come out the back, go to the other side, bore in, come straight out the back. Half the cuts. But he knows everything. And that's how a lot of guys are. So, and that's okay. To each their own. It's like wearing safety gear. Hey, I didn't take a vaccine, but guess what? So I'm not going to tell you you have to wear it. I can just tell you what's smart, what's not. That's my own opinion. So, not going to tell you how to do things. I'm going to tell you out here what's a safe thing. So, we're safely going to get this big leaning tree down, and I'm going to slow it down, as I call it, slowing it down. So, I'm going to have to high stump it a little bit, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything on a tree like this. And I have another soft maple and 2 hemlock down to kind of cushion it because it's got a big Y. So, shine you up there. You can see the top of the tree. We're up 30 some feet to that Y. So there you go. So, all right. So again, let's see what happens. I'm going to slow it down and maybe slide you over a little bit, and we'll get this tree on the ground. You can see how we slow it down. All right. The safe way. Remember, open face notch, bore cut, nice symmetrical hinge the whole way across. I have a 20-inch bar. There's no reason to bore in through the face of my notch. No reason at all. Guys that do that, it doesn't make any sense. If your bar can reach from both sides, why make a third cut in? If you need to trim that off to make to make 2 hinges, that's fine. Just stick it in there far enough to cut that off. It just doesn't make any sense. So you're overcutting, all right? So safe and productive, that's what we teach. That's what Soren taught us. And that's what every game and logging instructor teaches, safe and productive, okay? So don't forget, after I have this thing set up and ready to go and I cut the back, snip, click, and go. Shout out to my buddy John Adler, okay? Hey, here we go. All right, so it went even faster than I thought. It was leaning hard. Okay, so there's my plug. Right, you see that? That's how far down I went to cut it. Clean down here. So I bored it. I was off a little bit, about an inch. No big deal, you can see here. And here's my notch, my hinge. Okay, no big deal. Left a little bit heavier of a hinge on it. It's soft maple. So didn't want it to compress when I was cutting it and smash the hinge, because the soft maple will do that. If it was a white oak, I could have cut way less of a hinge, but I knew it'd break off. So again, had it cut, I bored this side, then I came to this side, bored this side, then I come down, drop down, clean down here. Look, clean down here and cut that off. So now all I got to do is trim that butt off. So again, guys, you don't have to bore in through the heart. I see it so often with homeowners and with loggers. Giant bars. Hey, it's so big. You want to sharpen all those teeth? Have at her. I don't really care. I don't tell other people what to do. I can just tell you that what I'm doing here is I run a 20-inch bar, and that's about as long as I've cut 60-inch trees. And you know, for those of you that think that you can't cut a tree with a 60-inch tree with a 20-inch bar, I just trim the bells off of it. That's what I prefer. I'm not telling you to do anything different. That's what I prefer. Okay, a lot of guys run a 24. So be it. I just don't like them. Okay, my little 550, I run an 18-inch bar, and that thing runs great, and I cut up on the landing with it, and it does really good. So, hey guys, listen, be safe out there. Again, I'm not telling you how you have to do things. I'm telling you how I've learned and how Soren taught us to do things safe and productively. And a lot of guys out there, they think they're all about production, but then I look and I watch them on YouTube, and they're cutting the same fiber of wood 2 or 3 times. It makes no sense whatsoever. So, you know, go out and do your best. So shout out to all the loggers out there. Hey guys, be safe. And, you know, it's a brotherhood. That's for sure. All right. See y'all later. God bless.